Are you someone who's like anti-religious and that's why you're holding that sign?
No, this is from the Bible.
I know, but are you a fag who's protesting God, or are you like saying it's right? Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
Is it bad if men just stand like that, or do they actually have to fuck each other?
Well, if they're playing football or leapfrog,
I mean, it looks a lot like they're playing football. How do you feel about football?
I'm pretty fond of football.
Yeah. Why you're so concerned with sex?
With sex?
Yeah.
I'm concerned with the fact that Clinton supports homosexuals, is what I'm concerned with.
Yeah, but that's sex, right?
Well, I suppose if you want to say it is, then it is.
So
The reason it's bad is because if you read the Bible, you'll know that God disapproves of it pretty strongly. And
homosexuality?
Yes, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of it.
But
any country who supports it wholeheartedly, like Clinton wants this country to do, is going to be destroyed.
And how do you feel about heterosexual sex?
Well, it's okay if you're married.
Are you married?
No.
Have you ever had sex?
No.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Well. I'm Bobby.
I'm Jim.
Happy Pride.
Oh, happy Pride.
God loves the fags, honey.
Or apparently hates, because as we just saw in that clip.
Well, we are going to get a little religious this episode, just slightly.
I'm going to be speaking in tongues.
Oh, have you ever- why do they... I don't understand why people...
There's so many things about it I don't understand.
Like, what are we doing here?
Why is that always a thing?
Yeah,
it's very like
shakalaka lamb. It's like they're using keywords from the Middle East, like
honey.
shamalaka.
Do you think there's like a language translator and they have like 10 key phrases? You have to say shakalaka.
But wasn't tongues like
speaking in tongues?
But isn't that like
it's like the Holy Spirit came over them and it like caused them.
And it's like, oh no! And you're watching these videos.
Can you imagine all 12 apostles at once just being like, and Jesus is like, what the fuck
are you doing?
Like, what?
I just want to break some goddamn bread and have some wine, honey.
Feast on my body, bitch.
Oh, feast on this whole. Can you imagine being 12 in like the Pentecostal church and it's your turn to get up and they're like, Sue Betty, let the Lord take you, and you're like, okay, la 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 la
la la la la,
and then you get the snake on you. Snake charm. Anyway, I hate everybody.
Imagine how insane that would be. Like, I want to go undercover and join a church like that and just be like,
we should go undercover, do a whole documentary, like almost like a Borat, but we're recovering gays and we want to be saved.
Save me.
We have so many good ideas, especially when I puff this pen. Make sure you give us a call, 614-721-5336.
614-721-5336.
We love to hear from you. We have a good call today.
Okay.
Ow.
No, I pressed on something and it hurts. I don't know why.
Oh, you're just getting old. This is what I'm
getting old.
About. No, this is me. I'm like, all of a sudden my ribs out of place.
Why does that toe hurt? No idea.
I want to go shout out to Micah from Seattle.
Oh, I liked that.
Wasn't that the sweetest?
That was nice. Micah listened to all 201 episodes.
Which
begs the question, what does he do for a living?
Laughs his ass off, that's what. Oh, no, that was cringe. That was
so cringe.
Listen to us.
Laughs his ass off. But he explained about the SIM cards, and it's like I was told at Verizon, like they make it difficult to switch because it's
so easy to get your information.
Yeah, scammers are out there.
So they're just protecting you. Oh, what if we just talk like this the whole time?
It is Pride.
It's Pride. I hate Pride.
Okay.
So yeah, Micah, thank you so much. Is Micah? I'm saying
Micah, thank you
so much.
Micah, thank you so much.
And if we're ever in Seattle, we will definitely have a drink because
you will have more than a drink there.
Well,
honey.
yeah, I realize I think I'm an alcoholic.
I'm not actually a fan.
Wait, what?
Not like
You're
real
not an alcoholic.
alcoholic.
You're just a binge drinker.
Yeah, like I'm really like a.
You're more like a tank. I mean,
I'm like Frank the Tank.
It's not your fault.
But then I'm like sober during the week. I'm fine.
I know you like don't drink at all.
Like, I hate alcohol.
And then Saturday night comes along and you're like glug 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 glug. 2 shots of vodka. You can play
more
that
like
clip.
I just sort of.
You can play that clip.
What clip?
Oh, you haven't seen this? Okay, I fucking love it.
Yeah, you have to
it's
send
like
it to
one
me.
of my all-time favorite clips, like ever. So Sandra Lee.
No, is she the one that makes?
I think she used to date like Andrew Cuomo. Not even kidding. But anyway, she had.
I was thinking Sarah Lee.
No, Sandra.
Like, doesn't she make cakes?
She makes frozen pies. Okay. So Sandra Lee had a cooking show when I was growing up. So in the 90s-ish, early 2000s maybe. It was called
I know this.
Semi-homemade cooking with Sandra Lee. And she would buy shitty ingredients. Okay.
So just a shot of vodka or two, and then it's like the whole bottle.
2 shots of vodka. And it's a pour that you would appreciate. So
it's a gay pour.
Here we go. Just putting her kiwi.
And then in here, 2 shots of vodka. 1 shot of melon.
Like, it's literally
like it's literally a vodka.
Then in here, 2 shots of vodka.
And look at her smile. She knows
1,
exactly.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that's like 3 shots of vodka, honey.
At least. No, at least, because those were, that was glugging out.
That was glug. That's what
that was like 6 shots.
Is. Glug,
but she always got blacked out. Like, she would make the best drink. You would have loved her.
She's like, let's cook some meat.
Every meal came with a cocktail for that meal. So she would be like,
at the very beginning too. So she's like hammered by the end. She's like, oh.
No, you could tell she was a little tipsy.
I do my best work when I'm tipsy and high.
Agree.
I can make a fucking good burger when I'm drunk and high. I can make a good pizza.
No, it's that mac and the Alfredo, homemade Alfredo sauce.
Oh yeah, drunken noodles that I make. Bobby's drunk noodles.
Ooh,
they're special. I don't know. Every time it's different. Just a lot of spices. Here's what it is.
I want this.
When I'm drunk or high and I'm cooking, I'm not afraid to use a spice or two.
I need spices.
I don't like. If it's half the salt, I'm gonna put a whole thing of salt. Like I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when I'm high and drunk,
Cajun seasoning, that can make anything good.
And you're like, okay. So we did get a follow-up phone call.
Oh my God, what? Okay,
yes.
I love
this. The guys, the boyfriend and him were talking to some guy for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
They never met him at all, and we were like,
hey guys, it's Postal 6 calling with an update. So I guess you guys had some questions. So no, we were not being catfished. Both my partner and I have both video chatted with this person who lives in another city. I'm trying to remember what questions you had, but no, we weren't catfished. We both video chatted with this guy for like almost 3 years, but I don't know. He's just being really funky, and then we had the situation that I called about earlier, and, it just is what it is. I'm not talking to him anymore, and neither is my partner, and, whatever. Just weird. And, Bobby, you mentioned having sex while high on edibles. It is awesome. The only downside for me is that it takes me way too long to come.
But when
it happens, it is explosive. So anyway, I don't know if I answered all the questions you guys had.
I think you did.
About my situation, but I do remember the catfish question. So no, it is not a catfish.
I feel better about that then.
Yeah, thank God. Because
I was like getting nervous. Like, who are these people?
And they're not talking anymore, so that's good. So this guy obviously has some problems.
Yeah, for 3 years you could have chats.
Oh, was it boring and tired for you? Are you boring and tired?
Are you bored?
What were we just saying though?
Not boring and tired.
What did you just say though? We were thinking something during that, and you said something. I swear.
I didn't say anything. Did I say something?
Yeah, you said something. I swear.
Roll the tape.
I have to go back.
Roll the tape.
Roll the goddamn tape. I'll figure it out later. Of course, when I'll be like, I wanted to say this.
No, you're gonna be asleep.
It's bad.
Wow.
So yeah, thank you for calling. Speaking in tongues. Yes, thank you for calling. We had another one, but I was like, we read it last week.
Okay.
No, it's the one that. I'll play it since you did call.
This is in response to your request on my comment on the Reddit post about the cringiest thing you've ever done. Oh, man. All right. So I was like 2021, and it was back when Talk Like a Pirate Day first became a thing, or at least I first knew about it. And I asked a guy out through whatever messenger app it was at the time, but I wrote the entire message in the tone of a pirate, like with yar, and I think I ended it with matey. And I definitely know that I used the phrase hearty comestibles. He politely turned me down. It was like 17 years ago, and I still cringe about it to this day.
So bad.
Oh, man.
Ending the message with matey to me is like, oh, fuck.
Matey,
it's like a serious dating question. Like, do you want to date?
Do you want to go on a date?
Matey. Matey.
Why did that become popular? I'm just still confused about that.
I mean, we haven't had pirates. Well, I guess there's still Somali pirates.
Was it because of pirates?
I was like, there haven't been pirates in hundreds of years. And then like, remember that Tom Hanks movie?
Say that to Jack Sparrow.
Oh my God.
Bitch.
Poor Jack. They really wrung him dry. Just like that cow with RuPaul. Drag race cow, RuPaul meme. I mean, Jack Sparrow
he's
has
now
been
suing
in
them,
like
though.
8 movies.
He's suing them because they dropped him, and his daughter's now on the show The Idol. Check it out on HBO if you want to see pussy and cock.
I'm not actually a fan.
Wow. Oh my God.
It's pretty raunchy.
Pussy and cock on The Idol.
So it went on to some. It's written by the.
I'm dying. I can't. He's speaking in tongues.
It was written and produced by The Weeknd. Okay.
Oh, I didn't. It written
and he just
by him
changed
too.
his name to Curtis.
What?
Now it's his real name. He doesn't go by The Weeknd
Are
anymore.
we doing this Puff Daddy P Diddy thing? I'm so
I think he's trying
tired
to
of this
separate.
shit.
I think he's done with his music career and he's going into movies. So I think he's like
so he
going
wants to-
by
I'm Curtis.
Curtis. Yeah. Which good for you, Curtis.
I guess he's
pretty
trans
raunchy.
now.
Oh, well, I guess that is what's considered
We don't want
trans.
to
You can't change anything.
dead name him.
You change yourself in any way, you are trans. So, and that's on God, period. Oh, no.
Oh my God.
Now,
You are on something.
it's called marijuana. It's called marijuana and work all day.
And what did you have for lunch? Because I think sometimes when you get a certain special thing for lunch, you act different.
What do you think I got?
Something from Wendy's or something like delicious, something naughty.
It's naughty. Well,
I
actually,
knew
it's not.
it.
It's actually not. Weight Watchers, it's only 14 points.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I mean, when you get 62,
Consider
honey.
it. Oh, you get 62 points. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a hoss.
I think you were going to say hog.
I'm a hot hoss hog.
I'm a hog.
But so it's actually, it was inappropriate. It's pretty inappropriate.
Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
You got fucking Chick-fil-A.
Spicy chicken sandwich, babe.
It's only 14 points.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
you get
it's
waffle fries?
No, just the sandwich and I had a popcorn. Popcorn.
What does that mean? I had a popcorn.
I had a little popcorn bag from CVS.
Sabrine does that, and I'm always like, "What the hell?"
I eat popcorn like it's like
She's like, "Oh, let's go get popcorn. Let's
'Cause
get a
it's
snack."
four- it's
I'm
only
like,
four-
popcorn. That's not a snack.
it's 4 points for 4 cups of this popcorn.
Okay,
so it's like
well then
you can just eat it like a bitch.
I can see why, but I'm like, if it's not movie theater drenched in fake butter and salt, then I don't want it.
I don't even know what that tastes like.
I would never make popcorn at home. I want movie theater butter.
What
that
the
shit-
fuck is in that?
It's just like this liquid gold that
crack.
comes out like, and I'm like, shake, shake, shake.
Well,
more.
I guess when you do pour a gallon of butter, anything's gonna taste good, but it's like
right,
it is kind of scary.
But I don't think it's butter. That's the thing, is it's like some oil.
Yeah, I would
But
say
it
it's a
tastes
mixture.
like butter. It gives you
great.
popcorn lung.
Great, it's probably like lead poisoned.
Speaking of popcorn lung, like I know we both definitely grabbed the bag out of the microwave and was like, as kids, did you not smell the bag?
yeah, wait,
as
that
soon
can
as
give you
got it?
popcorn lung?
Well, that's the chemical. That butter flavoring is the chemical that give people popcorn lung.
Popcorn lung. I think this gives you popcorn lung too.
No.
Wow, wait,
You'd have it by now.
Wait, what do you mean popcorn lung?
Like
you have
it
popcorn in your
started with
lungs?
people who worked in the popcorn factories, the fake butter chemical that they used was really harmful to breathe in. And when it's concentrated especially. So they were breathing in that chemical and it was destroying their lungs.
That's great. That's
Say
great.
popcorn lung.
It's great to know that it's the FDA approved, but we can't get a fucking side thing of Wegovy approved.
Yeah, literally.
Great. I also have a beef to say.
I
This
bet
is not really good.
You've got a lot of beef.
I've got a saggy, beefy cunt.
Okay.
Now, I'd like to address 2 individuals that the gay community does like. I'm going to actually play a clip from us.
Let's do a little side by side.
And then a clip from, a little side by side, a little like, well, and.
Last week on Not Well, Bobby and Jim bring up the subject of open caskets.
And then
But
once you
like,
start doing it,
that's assuming your face survives. Like, what if you die in a car crash and your head is ruined? Like,
True.
You're not going to have an open casket.
I should
Do you
make
even want an open casket, honey? Look at you. You don't have a face for death. You don't have a face for death.
we've got to stop this open casket bullshit. We've got
Oh,
to
we
stop
can do
it.
that. I don't think anyone.
I'm done. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody
no one
wants
I
to
know
do it.
wants that. You know.
I mean, I keep thinking back to
It's like, why?
when they're like, they're closing the casket. I'm like, It's sad.
Good, because they're
but
dead.
Like, I don't want. It's not them.
Doesn't look like him at all. Do you know how many times I've heard that from relatives saying it doesn't look like them at all?
Well, that's what they do. That's all
and
they
I'm
do.
Like, yeah, it doesn't because they're dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole open casket thing.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, but she looks great.
She looks great. She looks just like
she looks like she's in peace. That's what she looks like. She's at peace.
I'm done with this pomp and circumstance of that whole situation because we're all faking it. We don't want to be there. Nobody wants to be there.
No one ever. I don't even think. Do you really want to go to a visitation?
I don't want to see my loved one just dead laying there being like, no.
Meanwhile, on The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie and Katya, they have a similar subject a week after Not Well's episode.
I know you're feeling a little more open casket this time of year. Rather than an unmarked grave. You know what's funny? I was like, open casket. I was like thinking about open concept floor plans, and I was like, open caskets are so crazy.
Mary,
that is so morbid. Why don't they just shoot the body out of a cannon into the lake? It's so crazy.
Has anybody in the audience of this, has anybody been to a funeral where you saw a body in a cabinet
casket
coffin, and you weren't traumatized by it? But now my last picture of them is them powdered down in that
bloated,
casket.
Powdered, and looking a little like whodunit and ran, and also a little suspiciously not like the person you remembered because they're different now.
Yes.
They're a bloated, hollowed out, caked up husk.
Yeah. I don't like that. Imagine the last time you see your husband is like his embalmed body. And you always hear this, they did a beautiful job.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's not a piece of pottery. Well, you know that they have to use special makeup.
Number 9 acrylic.
It could be number 9 acrylic, but it's called non-thermogenic makeup. Most makeup is formulated to blend based on warming up to your body heat. With a corpse, there's no body heat.
Well, they do space heaters in the coffin now.
Now.
That's and when were they released?
We released first.
Okay.
They released after us.
I believe they did.
So it's a week. Like our last week was a week. Now this. Yeah.
Like they released.
They're on this week. Yeah.
So
what do you want to say to that?
I don't know if it's them directly. I don't know if it's their writers, but someone's watching and someone's stealing.
Honestly, I think that the truth needs to just come out that we're probably just gonna be the writers now. I mean, why don't we just do this
we should go be their writers?
If you're
Agree.
like,
or we could give them topics at least.
If you're like an M-list celebrity,
like us,
we're like Z, honey. We're like, we're
double A. We're below Z, double A.
I'm XXL.
Did your heart just skip a beat?
No, I just can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, bitch, stop copying us, you fucking whores.
Wow, that was really forceful.
Thank you. Happy Pride. We can make you famous.
Yeah, we can easily give you what you need to get ahead.
And it's just come sit and talk with us once, and all of a sudden you'll be like on award shows, and there's Hannah Einbinder again. There's
there's Trana Wintour.
There's Trana on like
there's
famous
Grace
in Montreal
Vanderbilt.
now. Like it's like
Grant Vanderbilt.
That situation.
I mean, we had two chances.
But also, I'm kind of glad.
I'm too. I think you would have like made out with him or something inappropriate.
I wouldn't have.
You would have.
I don't do chubby. No offense to our chubby listeners.
You do chubby.
I do
too.
chubby.
I've seen you with chubby.
Yeah, but I like being the chub.
Oh yeah.
I like chasers, but I do like a chub.
At Cannonball, you did.
Well,
I had to pull you away from
this.
That.
Is actually such a good. So, I went on Reddit.
What am I going to?
Page 3, right there.
Okay.
There's your.
Oh yeah, I like that. Okay.
So, and then we can bleed into that.
Okay.
Bleed into body image. Then I'll go to church. Then we'll. Okay. So basically, what I did was I decided that I was going to make a post again this week because it seems like it's getting good feedback. And I'm looking at. It's really weird. I look at Yahoo.
Yeah.
And I'm finding these little like 25. Things people have said, blah, 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 whatever it is.
Okay.
So this one was people sharing experience of pretty privilege. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I guess pretty privilege is like you basically can get away with murder just because you're hot. Is the way that I believe some guy on Reddit was like, none of you guys are answering. You even know what this is. I'm like, okay, calm the fuck down. Okay. I know.
He's the gatekeeper of
He's the gay.
He's the privilege. I can't even say it fast.
He's the gatekeeper. So anyway, I posted. I want to hear their stories. So there's a few of them that I need to read because I'm blacked out.
Okay.
I'm not blacked out, but I can't read.
Your post said, I want to hear your stories of exclusion, of feeling left out, or even the moments when you found yourself being the pretty one. Maybe you've been rejected solely because you don't fit the mold, or perhaps you've witnessed firsthand the toxic standards that prevail in our community. Let's discuss it all. So you posted that.
Yes, I posted that.
And so one Reddit response was, Older guys are obsessed with youth and beauty. They are themselves below average and will almost exclusively chase only guys who are 18 to 25 and who fit the conventionally attractive category. For me, it grosses me out, such obsessive, almost predatory behavior, but that's what I've been noticing.
Okay, so this is obviously a little twink.
Yeah, it's a little twink who's like not hot enough to get.
No, he's mad.
To get a sugar
he's a little
daddy.
bitter.
Yeah, like,
he's got like a daddy that's like
average.
I mean, he's like a bank teller. Do you know what I mean?
It's like he's a daddy, but technically, like,
he can take you to Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse
every once in a while.
But that's it. Mainly it's McDonald's.
But I kind of took offense to that because I'm sitting here thinking like, so again,
we're not allowed to like.
This is what the people.
Pretty people.
I guess young equals pretty in that guy's opinion.
It doesn't. Let me tell you.
It doesn't. It's disgusting.
I've been out and seen some of these like 25-year-olds. It's like, well, in 10 years you might really grow into this, but.
And
right
then there's
now,
others that are really ugly, and I have to tell you, I have to show you.
But the way they're acting online, you would not think they're aware.
Well, and I think it's really funny when people have attitudes but they're ugly. It's like, girl.
Yeah, like look at us.
Look at me.
Look at us. We're ugly, but we don't have an attitude.
This is so bad. Oh my God. Okay.
Ew.
Is that not like, what is going on here?
Some type of syndrome.
Yeah, and
like
so,
I'm telling you, like something's off.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. I'll tell you. Oh, is this?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hideous. Like
my cousin texts me and goes, "Did something happen?" I go, I think just when you're an asshole.
Was it a car accident directly into a wall?
I don't know. I'm not making fun of.
I'm just saying one side is a lot lower.
But you know what's
than the
weird?
other side.
It's always been like that. But when he was younger, it wasn't as ugly.
Okay.
And of course, he had to share that picture recently because insecurities.
Well, everyone wants to go back to their youth. Like, look how pretty I was. It's like, no, we don't care. I want to know how you look now.
Yeah, I want to see you now, honey. It
like
almost
that
looks like,
is
you know when
hideous.
people die in their face molds or whatever? Or what's it called? Molding, they call it?
Molding. I don't know what you're saying.
Like when people dye their face like molds or something, or like not molds, like it's like clay.
Like Last of Us? Oh.
No, it's like clay.
Oh, it gets firmed?
I don't know. I might be making this up. Oh, fuck it.
Oh, another response on Reddit about pretty privilege. People will want to be next to me. They usually try to like things that I like so we can be having more in common. I can say a lot of shit and they still buy it. I can be mean without being taken seriously. That's true.
So I picked the two.
That's actually true because I've met pretty people where I'm like listening to them like, you're just an asshole.
And
like you can get away with it. Other people are like, I'm like, no, they're kind of a bitch.
Right. And hotness only can get you so far. And now if you're one of our hot listeners, we do accept selfies and nudes.
We do. We readily. We get them quite a lot.
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, this is a fucking
You're like,
collapse. So yeah. Basically,
what did you learn?
So what I learned is that just because you're fucking pretty, you can get away with a lot of shit. And it makes sense because I feel like I'm also pretty. So sometimes,
wow.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what you can get away with.
Let me just tell you, Mike. Well, here,
like, what can you get away with?
Okay, so let's talk.
Let's have a chat.
So I think in some instances, I'm like, they're like, watch where you're going, fat ass. Like, get out of the way. And I feel that way more often than not. But there's some places that I walk in, honey,
and you are the star, and I've seen it. I've seen,
and
the
I can get away with murder. I don't pay a goddamn dime. Like
I've seen younger guys, especially, be like,
I'm getting on daddy status. Like once 40 hits, like
it's happening. Like it's
I'm ready. Young daddy. I'm not like
no, but like when you're 40, you're gonna be like
I'm hot. Like I'm just like cool.
I'm just a bro.
No, that was cringe.
So you are kind of a daddy, and I can see like that's going to become hot. But I think also something I've remembered this week.
Oh no!
Because I was talking with Matt about this, how you need to love yourself and be body positive. Lizzo has entered the chat. No, I'm just saying, like
what's making you say this?
Well, recently, what's been happening is Matt has found himself comparing himself to other people, and we all do it. We all see other people, we all see other bodies, and we're like,
I want to be that, or I wish I was that.
He's better looking than me, and it's like you can always do that.
Well, there's always going to be somebody uglier.
There's always going to be someone hotter. Like even in the gym, like.
I just said there's always gonna be somebody uglier. Like
You
that
think
is
you're the
so
peak. You think
rude.
that is so
Sorry.
toxic.
Am I a toxic gay?
You're a toxic gay.
I can't wait for
You're
Pride.
Like, there's always someone uglier than me. I'm just like looking at you like, right. That wasn't the point of this, but anyways, I'm gonna have to take back some of what I'm about to say. So I always tell Matt that comparison is the thief of joy, which is something I have gone back to over and over. And when I look back through my life, there are all these times where I have compared myself to other people. Like, oh, if I just had more money, if I just had better looks, if I had a better job, if I had gone to school longer, if I'd done this or this or this, if I had moved here, if I had done, and I used to, before the past few years, like I would just do that all the time. I would walk around and be like, wow, that's a nice car. Wow, that's a nice, I would, they're on vacation again. Oh my God. It's like,
it's hard not
they
to
eat
do that.
whatever they want and they look like this. And it's just like, you do it all the time, but then you're not getting happier doing that.
No,
what are you learning from it? You're not learning from it.
You're making yourself worse.
So you have to stop comparing and just live your own life. But I was telling Matt about Posy.
We have like, is there like a gas in the, I think there's like a gas.
There's a gas in the room.
We're being gaslit.
But I was talking about body positivity and I was mentioning you. And I was like, since I've met you, I've realized you can be the exact hottest person in the room and be whatever size.
Yeah.
And it like, you carry yourself in a way that you're like, I know I'm hot. People are going to come up to me. And then they do because you're hot. So you don't have to worry. You're not comparing. You're
but
not
I'm
like,
really not like, but I just pretend.
you are.
I put on a really good
Yes.
front. I will say that. Like I'll walk in and be like, okay, I'm fucking here. And it's cringe and whatever. But like for me, that's how I prepare myself to deal with hatred and these assholes that
are going to say bad things. And that's like Dustin, our friend in LA, who made the shirt. He got called a fat fuck, and then he made the shirt fat fuck, and I have them.
Don't you remember our old co-host was so obsessed with looks, and it's like it's not that. Like
it's
that's not
that. Like we're not. No one cares about that in the long term, and they go away
because
like you eventually get old. You eventually get old,
and
like,
as we can see, some of us aren't
happening.
aging as well as others.
I gave him everything. I was half a virgin when I met him.
And so so what do you how do you think that we can be more body positive if we're not, like, say,
if we're not like the traditionally hot form,
like, I mean, I'm not like,
if we're someone like you,
someone like me,
I think it's a mental thing. That's what I'm trying to tell Matt is like, I think it's in your head. It's a mindset because no one else is going to necessarily tell you, like, they're not going to come up to you and be like, you're super hot. I mean, you might have that one person or a couple people in your life who are like really, really attracted to you and you can trust them and be like, well, I'm hot to them. But in general, you're not going to walk around the mall and people are going to walk up to you and be like,
wow, you're beautiful.
Yeah. Like, it's not going to happen. So you have to know that. It's about self-worth to me.
It is.
And I think a lot of people are learning that as they get older. And I wish I knew it when I was younger. If I were in my 20s and knew that, I would have been... Well, I would have gotten fucked all the time.
We would have been.
We would have been. We would have had
it's
chlamydia.
It's probably better for the
like
Lord.
drug-resistant chlamydia.
Yeah, we'd be done. Probably.
We would be dead.
We'd probably be dead because we'd be like, let's go to this back alley and get fucked. It's like
literally. So now I just think it's better that we know now, but it would have been fun.
But I keep learning a lot of things like that.
Yeah,
like, the wisdom is actually really starting to resonate
it's coming
with me.
That's why I'm not bothered anymore.
No.
I just like walk around. I'm like, next, like, what's the next thing?
Again,
okay.
I don't like. I was dancing the other day. Like, I'm learning that. Like, I don't really
like
fucking.
When we were at AWOL, you just like went in the middle of the floor and you were like dancing.
Because
like,
the thing is
and
that
I'm filming you. You would have been like, no, don't film me.
No matter
like 3
what,
years
though.
ago.
Yeah, like who the fuck are you in the corner? Honey, because guess what? You're hot now because you're young, based on these little comments for these little boys from Reddit. You're young and you're hot and you're cool, but guess what? You're going to be me soon. And that doesn't mean you're not hot. It means you're old. But what you realize is that you don't really give a fuck about the people like you.
No, I think
Period.
I think we're looking back and we're seeing these young people and we're like,
ew. And we were that though. We were
like
that.
The vast majority of them only have their youth.
I really feel
they
like
only have youth, and they're just like coasting off the youth. And as it like peters out and wears down and they're in their 30s, mid 30s,
so we see
40,
the real them.
Yeah, you start to realize like who's really nice, who's a good person, and who's just trash.
Who is hot and in part of your friend group because they were hot. But then you're like, what do you actually bring to the table though?
Are you a big fish in a little pond, or are you just a big fish?
That you love that saying, and I think it's actually.
Well, we're in Columbus, so I see it all the time. I go out to AWOL and I'm like, big fish, little pond.
It's kind of like this podcast, to be honest with you. I've really tried to change my mindset on it because I actually really do enjoy the process.
Yes.
And I've been hearing a lot about people saying like, you know, like they're like, oh, I made it. But then like you don't enjoy the process because you're just looking so far ahead that then you're like, But the process
What's next?
is
Next.
That is the journey. That is the
You're
goodness. That
freaking
I'm
me
changing.
out.
I'm changing. I'm telling you. Ever since I went to Camp Buckwood and I got naked, like I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I really, and to me, it's like, it's not even, and I was actually talking to my mom. This is gonna be crazy. It's hitting. Like this is now I'm on my mom.
Whoa, you're going deep.
I was talking to my mom yesterday and I was telling her about how I feel like we have a responsibility sort of.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I do feel like there's a responsibility for me to be a voice for people who maybe can't speak up or like, so I was telling her how I was like really annoyed at Pride and I really don't want to do Pride and it's annoying to me and all this shit and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I was like, but I feel like for some reason I need to be a little bit more open-minded to it so that
right,
because we could be influencing people like and we
are,
but it's not even but it doesn't matter if it's one person or if it's 85 million people.
No, it's even just one. It's
right,
plenty.
So we can,
because that's
right.
amazing. Like when I've had people come up to me,
oh, it's crazy.
When I wear a shirt out and it's like something rainbow and someone's like, I'm so glad you're wearing that. I'm like, what? I didn't even like think of you when I put it on. I just liked it.
Right.
But then like you hear that and you're like, oh well, that was really easy to brighten someone's day or to make them be more open
and also
and not feel afraid.
You're fully authentic too, and
yes.
that's you going into your own like, oh my god, we're like little butterflies just flying out of the cocoon.
Do you want me to go even like deeper and creepier?
Keep going. Let's go.
This might be too much. I'm not trying to like give a lesson.
Well, let me tell you, my too much last week of me trying to look at myself dead got a lot of hits and a lot of resonation.
Well, this won't be like that. This is very serious.
You know, can I say real quick, just hold it for a second. My cousin said to me, she texted me, she goes, hey, I was watching like your videos or whatever. You know, you could have just closed your eyes and taken a picture, a selfie.
Oh, fuck. We're so...
Oh, my God.
We're so old.
I didn't even think of that. Like, so here I am going like this, and all I had to do was go...
Weird.
Very sad. But
that's
anyway,
the younger generation.
We're just not... But she's not that young. She's in her 30s.
Younger.
She's
I said younger.
Yeah. 10 years.
Bitch.
Okay, let's go deep.
Okay, so I was in Florence last month.
Okay.
Sabrina and I went on a tour to see David, and we had a private tour in the morning, and then we went to see David with this tour guide. And he explained, like, Michelangelo made David when he was in his late 20s, I believe. Yeah, late 20s. I think he was like 27. Oh, there's David.
Ew,
okay,
David.
So
I love David.
You think, okay, like back then, at that point in time, you had to create a masterpiece. You had to create your best work as a young man to like really show off who you were as an artist.
Yep.
And so he made David. It's like this perfect sculpture. But then you go on what he did later on in life and the rest of his time, and he focused more on the process.
Mm-hmm.
And he made all these statues that people think look unfinished. So they look...
The ones that are like at the New York place?
I'll show you.
I've seen them, like with the no head or like they have the arms cut off.
Yes.
I've seen some work.
These pieces.
Yes.
So there's a bunch of these in there in Florence as well. And so a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, what the fuck? Like you didn't even complete your sculptures.
That's badass.
And for him, this was more about showing the stone and this figure coming out of the stone. It was about the process of being created, of creativity. And so he focused on the process and how the process is the point, not the final piece of art, but him creating the art, the creator. That's the point. And so that's why when we think about the process you're talking about with this, it's not about the end result. No. It's not about how many followers. It's not about that. It's about what we're creating.
Because what's going to happen when we get to that place? Nothing. Like it's the same. Well,
I think that's
could we have opportunities to like do stuff? Sure. But at the end of the day, like
it's still this.
It's the process. It's nothing to do with anything else. Because then you don't want to go to the end of the process and be like, okay, well now I have all this like fame and money. But
I think a lot of celebrities fall victim to that. They're like, I have to get this. I have to get that. And then they get an Oscar and it's over. And they're like, what do I do now? More money? I have to get more money. Yeah, more money. More fame. And then it's like, well, now what?
I kind of had that same feeling. You were in Florence. I did that with the Van Gogh. Remember that experience? And I was like, and I had like a moment, but like he hated his work. Nobody really
he
liked
wasn't
it.
famous when he was alive.
I mean, some people liked it, but he was not happy with the amount of people that liked it. He was not. He was not in the process. He was in the. I want people to love me. I need money.
And he was
like,
mentally ill.
And he
so
was mentally ill.
Struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, very struggle. So, but then he dies, and he becomes. So it's like almost like.
Then he's gone, and he's famous.
Right. So it's like what you're creating today, though.
Yeah.
Could be a source of information or
inspiration later on.
Can you imagine if like we go through a world war and then all of a sudden these tapes come up and they're like, oh my god, this was before.
Yeah, this was interesting.
Before the collapse.
Literally.
So
yeah, it is about the process. I think that's how life is.
I like that. I really do feel
and that's how I feel about life now. I'm like I'm telling Matt this. Sabrina and I talk about this. We've talked about it. It's not about an end goal. It's not about what's the next step. Life is about living. That's why it's called life, you know?
Right now.
Just experiences, just feelings, just friends, things like that. Little moments. It's not a big thing. It's not like I got to get here and then I've lived a good life. It's like, no, live a good life in the moment, right?
And then you'll also be able to get there and look back and go, wow. Yes. It's like I could have seen myself, especially at the beginning, like we're recording.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm going, oh my God, I can cut that out and do this. And oh my God. And looking towards like the editing.
Yeah.
Where now I'm like, I really don't want to focus on that at all, really. I just want to be here in this moment, discuss.
Yes.
Now, when I say be here, I mean also floating in the clouds.
Literally.
I love how I'm like, I think it's really good to be present. I'm like higher than a motherfucker right now.
Well, you are present though when you're high.
I feel like I'm
because you think about like
life,
everything.
Well, it's
and
true.
You can go down a rabbit hole and you're like focused on it. So you are present.
That's true. I'm actually more present now than I would normally be.
You're not distracted by every other thought. All those other extraneous thoughts go away, and you just talk about what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
so that's why I think it's fine.
I'm really trying to stay here.
Yeah,
like yes, it's okay to look a little bit forward. Yes,
I
you can look in your past,
you want some plans. You want to have an idea of what you want in life, but you don't have to obsess over it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well, you lived anyways. So you better have had a good time living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough.
I've kind of given up on so many goals.
But do you feel like getting into your middle age? Like I feel like I'm getting sort of my middle age and like I'm thinking, okay, I've been so freaked out about this part of my life, but why? Because I don't want to be this age, I guess. But like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just got high for a second.
I could tell. I looked over at you and you're like, I don't want to be this age.
Some people don't have maps and they don't know like their age. But then
Afghanistan and South Africa.
Some people don't understand age. You're like you're regretting this age where now I'm trying to just embrace it.
Wait
and
till you're
like,
50. You're going to look back at this and be like, oh,
because
I wish I were turning 40 again.
I've looked back at 30 and being like, oh my God, I was a baby. I was
look
an
back
idiot.
at my 20s and I'm like, so that's why I'm like, I'm just going to be happy where I am.
So to our younger listeners, make sure you really evaluate your life and like try to live for now and like don't worry about, oh my God, I'm never going to get married. No, you don't want to anyway.
Trust me.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
And no, but like,
yeah,
it'll
like every
happen for you. Whatever's going to happen for you is going
to
to happen. And you can't control any of it.
It's
really.
all,
There's certain things you can control, but a lot of things like, for me, like being a hypochondriac,
the prettiest people can have an accident and then not be able to work out anymore, and then their body goes away.
Oh my God!
You can have a devastating injury. I mean, it's like there's so many examples of where people think their life is going to go one way and it doesn't go that way. My life, for example.
I mean, my life.
I didn't expect this when I was younger. I never dreamed of this. At literally 0 times did I think I'd be married to a man.
How many gay
doing
people
a podcast.
did though? I wonder if that's why we have so much anxiety because we're always so.
We didn't have anything to compare ourselves to.
Interesting.
I didn't grow up thinking this was possible.
No, like I didn't think I'd be like a happy, like non-married person.
Well, you're not.
What's in that fucking weed? Hi, gay.
I mean, I'm just saying though.
Where's the shade button? We had to get rid of it contractually. RuPaul sued us.
Fuck my slutty little mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very. I don't know. We're just
You're
deep.
high.
We're just very deep.
So
I'm very deep.
We can bring it back. Let's bring it back to something I fucking hate.
Okay, let's do it, honey.
Okay.
Now you sent me this thing, and I'm like, what in the fuck?
You're like, what is this thing? And I hope no one out there knows Kelly. There's not that many Kellys, anyways. But I don't really care if
Kelly
they do.
From here?
Yeah.
Well,
so recently I'm on Instagram, and you know how your stories are normally to share like little bits of your life. Some people take it a little too far and start sharing their deepest, darkest thoughts that are really just a way for them to try to get attention. But they don't want to say that. Instead of saying like, hey, can anyone reach out and talk with me? They post things like
cryptic.
this.
It's the cryptic.
You are stronger than the little voice in your head telling you to quit. Comma, don't stop when you are so close to accomplishing your goals, ! Now, why in God's green earth does that need to be a post on your story to the public?
Like, what do you want people to take from that?
Why do we have to read that?
Because he doesn't have confidence.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
Here,
he doesn't have confidence.
He's projecting.
He's projecting.
What he's not doing. Like
you are stronger than the little voice in your head. Well,
no,
then
you're not.
Then be stronger.
You're not stronger than the voice you had because you just posted
it on Instagram.
Yeah. If you were stronger, you wouldn't have to
try to get people to say, you can do it, champ. Wow, you got this, Kelly.
Which
like
also
the fuck?
The
also,
fuck?
I know.
Also,
I know. I don't. You don't have to say it. We know what we're thinking. We know what we're thinking, and they're thinking it too. Our listeners are thinking.
We all know what we're thinking.
But
bottom.
I cannot.
That is very awkward and odd, and it reminds me of when we used to be like on MySpace or on like
and you'd be like
Instant Messenger.
You'd play dark music, like emo music, and just put like
my shit would be lyrics. It'd be like, cut my life. I hate everything. Yeah, mascara running down my throat, and it's like, oh, are you okay? Like, what?
And it was to get friends to be like, are
that
you okay?
is cringe.
No, this post is so cringe.
Oh my god,
to me.
this is cringe.
Like that's peak cringe. I read that and I was like, I have to save this for Bobby.
That is cringe.
But it's just one of like 20 that day where I'm like, people are posting their whole fucking lives on Instagram stories, like. But it's cringe moments. It's not even like good things. It's like, oh, that's cool. You're there. You're having fun with this person. Or you're doing that. It's like, I'm so down today because
get yourself up, Kelly.
Life's got me down. The sun's not shining on my face. And you're just like, okay, do we have to reach out? Like, do you need the suicide prevention line? Like, what do you want
to help
from it? If you want us to, I don't think they really want help. I think they want attention because that's why you post things, for attention. Period.
Yeah, and I even when I'm showing like, oh, it's my dog's birthday, I love showing off my puppy.
Well, yeah.
Like that's what it is, though. It's like you want to show the people in your life that you are still doing
Here's what you're
things.
interested
Your
in.
life is happening, and this is what's in your life because you don't.
You want to share it with them.
I want to share my life with people who I can't be with all the time.
Right. That's
which
why
I
my
think
sister
is great.
posts pictures all the time.
But
'cause I can't be around my nieces and nephew. This right here, honey.
This is unhinged. This is unwind.
Unhinged. Yeah.
Unwound.
Unbound.
Unbound and unbrittle. So, well, going back in the tongues.
You want to show me your tongue?
I want to talk about something that really pissed me off. And Colleen at work told me a story, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "I'm writing this down."
Okay.
So we got to go back. Now, basically.
Oh my god. Okay.
So she was telling me about like somebody's brother-in-law or somebody that knows somebody. Okay. Basically, it's a gay guy who was raised in the church, was at church all the time, does all the volunteering, plays the organ, whatever the fuck, okay? Fully involved, fully a great person that believes in God.
Oh.
Said person gets married, okay? Because he has that right, because God didn't tell... Anyway.
God didn't say anything about gay marriage, and we're living in a country where it's legal, so...
So he got married, and they adopted.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, cool.
Amazing, because... the way this country is going, like, okay, like we need people adopting babies.
Right.
So he goes to the church and it's time for baptism. And they go and meet with the pastor, whoever the fuck. I'm sorry. We can't baptize your baby here because you guys are sinning.
What does that have to do with the baby?
That's what, because I thought baptism was like, that's why they like call the priest and then like they do the baby. They're already dead. And they're like, oh, let's baptize them. But why are you choosing?
Call the priest, the baby's already dead. What did you just say?
Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
You just said that.
No, I said
call the priest.
Call the priest. The baby's already dead, but like the priest will come in and dump water on it.
What?
Well,
you're talking about the old
kidney
concept.
van.
The kidney van. It's the kidney van.
It's the kidney van.
It's
the dialysis van. They pick up people on the street and they honk all morning long.
At least when you need dialysis, there's already a van coming here.
Come on.
Come pick me up. Put the ramp down. You're going to have to put the ramp down.
With this hip and this body.
You're getting the ramp.
I can't even like lift my leg. It's terrible. Like getting out of the hot tub, I'm like, ow. Ow. I think I'm going to have to get a
hip replacement.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, you want to wait as long as you can because you can't get many of those. I think once it's enough.
And then you die.
Well, and then you
We're
can't.
getting there. I'm middle-aged daddy. Now,
okay. So I think you're thinking of limbo. Like the Catholic teaching used to be like if kids died when they were not baptized, their souls went to limbo where they stayed forever and they couldn't get into heaven because they weren't baptized.
But that doesn't make sense either.
No, none of it does. That's what I'm saying. Like baptism alone, the thought that here's what we're teaching our children. You are born into this world as sinful.
As a piece of shit.
As a piece of shit. You're a little piece of shit and you're going to hell.
All because some bitch ate an apple.
Like literally.
Literally.
Like God was like, I'm going to put a tree here and you can't eat from it.
I can't believe that.
And then she fucking ate from it.
Like a dumb
Like,
bitch.
because why wouldn't you? I would eat it. If it were a Honeycrisp, I would eat it.
If it's a Honeycrisp,
If it's
we
a
didn't even say
Honeycrisp.
Honey, if it's a Honeycrisp.
Do you know they have like Honeycrisp apple cider? And I got some last fall and it fucked me up.
Honey,
I don't even want regular cider anymore.
I wouldn't.
Honeycrisp is,
What's the other one? Washington apple or like, I don't know.
Oh, but anyways, so baptism is a horrible idea, but then the fact that people want to do it, but they can't because their dads are gay.
Right. So you're telling me this baby's going to be denied from heaven, quote unquote, because somebody adopted them.
And that person is gay.
But also, here's the problem too about that with religion. Any kid that's adopted that their parents aren't together and they're born out of wedlock is considered a bitch, is what it's called in the Bible.
Bastard,
Yep. Bastard. Bastardio.
Bastardio.
And you're not allowed in heaven anyway. So you're supposed to be killed.
Literally.
So anyway.
You're a bastard.
And
I have to piggyback off that because when Matt's son, my stepson Nick, was born, he couldn't get baptized in their local church. He wouldn't be baptized because
they divorced.
I think something was wrong with like Robin wasn't his ex-wife wasn't Catholic. Or some baptized Catholic.
Yeah,
so
you have to go through classes
the Catholic
together.
Church is like, no, we're not going to baptize your son because you're not both Catholic. It's like literally you're like, what?
But how is that anything that Jesus does?
Why, especially with the dwindling numbers every fucking Sunday, why would you reject anyone wanting to be baptized into your church?
They're like, God loves everyone, but we're going to go ahead and pick and choose
like
who
from
can
a
be
public
baptized.
relations standpoint. Why would you be rejecting
PR,
people?
honey,
Why would
PR
you reject people for baptism? They're desperate.
PR needs to
They're
be
closing
fired.
parishes around Columbus because no one's going to
Good.
church.
I hope they turn into clubs.
Literally no one's. Oh, I know. A lot of them
Gay clubs.
have.
I wanted to call it like
that Bluestone and then that Sanctuary.
Yeah.
All these churches should be turned into clubs.
Fuck them.
We should be doing dirty, dirty things.
Dirty, dirty things. The Lord.
Oh,
you want to talk about speaking in tongues, honey? But those are the lesbians.
Yeah, they do.
Lesbians do speak in tongues.
They really do.
So I got this weird wind.
You have a weird wind.
I want to play a game with you, it's called Bible. There's a Bible verse of the week. Sorry. Go ahead and read that for them.
All right. The Bible verse of the week is from Ezekiel, book 23, verse 20. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of horses. This is allowed in schools?
You're gonna fuck my slutty little mouth.
Yeah. So I want to bring. I was like,
this is why we need to ban the Bible.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna do
it. Needs banned.
So then I was like, well, let's go ahead and play a little game.
Okay.
Flip. And the game is called Bible verse or not.
Oh, no.
Now, I have a list of Bible verses. I have the answer key. I want you to read each one and tell me if it's a Bible verse or if it's completely made up by me.
I have to decide?
Well, not by me, but
okay,
like,
I'll try. Okay. Here's one. Blessed shall he be who takes your little ones and dashes them against the rock. That better not be a Bible verse. I'm
it
going to say
Palm Psalms.
That's a psalm?
137.
Don't show me the other ones.
Nope.
What?
Yep.
Blessed shall he be who takes your little ones and dashes them against the rock is a Bible verse.
Yep.
Okay. Servants, be submissive to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the harsh. That sounds like a Bible verse.
And it is.
Okay,
That
good.
is a Bible verse.
Stones hath be thrown who bear the genitalia as unclean. Stones hath be thrown who bear. That sounds like something you wrote. That's something you wrote? That's absolutely something. Okay.
Yes, that's not a Bible verse.
Like a river that never runs dry, God's mercy flows endlessly, washing away the sins of the repentant. That has to be a Bible verse.
Nope, not a Bible verse.
Oh my God. Are you what?
No.
Okay. Love is the greatest commandment, the cornerstone of righteousness. Embrace it fully and let love be the foundation upon which you build your life. Please be a Bible verse.
Nope, not a Bible verse.
Oh my God. I fucking hate you.
It's insane.
Oh, okay. Through the veil of adversity, the faithful shall find the strength to conquer the impossible. Bible verse.
Not a Bible verse.
Oh God, I'm fucking dying.
It's crazy.
So I'm losing this game. Okay. Fire hath rain on those who cause turmoil and turn thy cheek. That cannot be a Bible verse. That's not a Bible verse.
Reading this now, I'm like, wow, you're a fucking
That's
id.
you.
Yep,
that's not a Bible verse. Okay. For everyone who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother. His blood shall be upon him. Not a Bible verse.
Yep, Bible verse. Leviticus 29.
If you curse your father and mother, you'll be put to death.
So we're all done.
Yep.
Put to death.
Every time you go to therapy, you should be put to death.
But this is where then they'll go, that's the Old Testament. It's been, Jesus saved us. And then we're like, okay, well then lying with a man and a man. So that's still there.
That's still there. You're like, but it's the Old Testament.
This little assignment for myself really pissed me off because I was going through shit.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So then there's also a little flyer there that I put up.
Yeah. What is this?
I found that somebody was putting this at Targets, and this is also a Bible verse. So it says, child groomers, get the rope.
Oh my God.
And then it says Luke 17:2.
It would be better for them to be thrown into the sea with a millstone tied around their neck than to cause one of these little ones to stumble.
So this is in
Target. Here's a false statement. Target supports transitioning and mutilating children. Boycott Satanist pedophiles or burn in hell with them. Who are the pedophiles? Because there was a post that Matt posted recently on his story talking about all the most recent.
It's all pastors. It's all priests, police officers. It's all politicians, and it's mostly
and 10
Republicans.
Were Republicans. So you read flyers like this, and they're projecting.
Oh, fully. This person who made this is definitely a rapist,
or it's their husband who they know.
Poor Shelby.
These poor conservatives. Like
it's sad.
It's so sad. They're like, they're the groomers. Target, and then it's like, oh, babe.
It's like, babe.
Do you feel guilty? Because you sent your kids off to summer camp with that priest.
Woke.
And you know what happened. Yeah.
Because
you
it
probably
happened
feel guilty.
Probably to you, and you didn't.
You sent your boys to Boy Scouts, and they went a little too deep into the woods.
A little deep in those.
Someone got deep in their woods, and you feel guilty.
And you should, you son of a bitch.
You should, because you've exposed your kids to grooming their entire lives. That's what straight parents do.
But this is what I find really interesting is that then we have these Bible verses, we have all this stuff, and we're so scared about drag queens reading children's books.
But then they read this book, and we're talking about...
This is crazy.
Genitals like those of donkeys. Emission was like that of horses. That's in the Bible.
Yep.
That's pornography.
Yep.
So it's in the Bible.
Pornographic.
Great.
I think that's what actually got it out of the Utah schools.
As it should.
And it should.
The Bible should be banned in every school.
So we can do that. So you're basically saying, I'm going to be a fucking size queen cunt, honey, in the Bible.
In the Bible.
You want a big load and you want a big dick. Okay.
Literally, you can be a size queen in the Bible. Apparently,
you can.
Well, you should be a Christian then.
Oh, you should
size queen.
I'm gonna bring a new Bible verse every week just so we can just see.
I love this.
Because I was reading some of them like, and I was like actually fact checking too. I was like, okay,
like this
so I'd
can't
write
be
in and be
real.
like, I was reading it in all the different because of course there has to be 95,000 different versions because
there's so
they've got
many. Honey.
What I mean,
honey.
What are we doing? How did we get here?
So get this. I was at work on Sunday and I'm very tired. And I thought it was just because I had a long week and I'm working and I'm like, damn, I'm just tired.
I'm nervous for you.
Yeah. Okay. So I get a text from my husband saying that I was wink, wink, naughty last night. I'm thinking,
oh, I forgot. Why didn't I write this down?
And I'm thinking, what does that mean? So I'm asking him, I'm like, and we had like messed around before we went to bed. So I was like,
in the mode.
I was like, oh, okay. I mean,
do you sleep naked?
No.
Okay.
I'm one of those people in full pajamas. I get cold at night. Like I can't. I have socks.
I'm fully stripped.
Oh my God. That's how he is. And I think I can't do that. But you're always hot. So you have to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, is he talking about like what we did before bed? I was like, wow, he's like bringing that up again. I'm like, that was great. Thanks. And then he's like, yeah, I had to take my CPAP mask off twice. I'm like, CPAP mask? He didn't have that on when we...
Whoa, girl.
CPAP mask. And then he tells me I basically he woke up to me hovering over him about an hour and a half after we turned the lights off and went to bed and sleep. And I was hovering over him and then just started making out with him and forced him to take his mask off. Okay. So that we didn't, and then we apparently made out for a while. Then I rolled back over and went to sleep.
Ambien? Like,
no,
what's happening?
No, that's what I'm saying. No. Okay. Then he said the next time I came over after he put it back on like a hour later, and I'm like rubbing my butt into him. And then he apparently like put his hand on my butt and I was like, not on top of the clothes. I wanted him to put his hand down my pants and touch my butthole.
What's in that fucking weed?
And apparently he did. And I was like, apparently I was moaning.
Wait,
and I was moaning.
Butthole in the middle of the night.
Butthole in the middle of the night. No, honey, I'm always fresh. I was fresh.
Slutty little mouth.
bitch, please. I showered before bed. I was fresh.
Okay, so he was ready. And so then
then I'm getting my whole rub moaning, asleep. He said, and this is the worst part. He told me, he's like, no, you were asleep the whole time. I was like, so you
kept going.
You me. No,
you absolutely loved it.
Obviously, I was moaning, but I'm like, so that's why I was tired on Sunday, because I was like walking around work like, oh my God, I'm so tired.
Kind of sounds like
because I didn't
my
sleep
nights.
the whole night.
Right. Sounds like me. I jump up out of bed
Yeah,
for no
except
reason.
I had sex and you don't.
Here's the thing.
What thing?
When you told me about this subject, I thought in my head, I was like, I absolutely have the hottest little like sex dreams.
So do I. No, I
wake up in the morning and I'm like, and it's usually like there's a subject that I've been, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's how I know I've actually slept. Because I know I go into the proper REM because I'm dreaming.
When I have dreams like that, I'm like, oh, it was a good night.
You wake up and sometimes I'll wake up grabbing my dick and I'm like, oh.
I was trying to jerk off in my sleep.
I do it all the time.
Sometimes in the morning, I'm like, maybe I should just finish this off. And
honestly,
I never can.
That's always the best.
I never can.
I have to pee.
I always have to pee, and then the alarm went off, so I have to hurry.
Right.
So I don't really have
Rip
time
off
to
the
like.
mask
And then you lose. Now at our age, you lose an erection so quick.
Let me tell you, that's something I discussed with.
If you look the wrong way during sex, it's like it's gone.
I can't express enough that like. Unless I'm in a freak nasty alley, like unless I'm at some place that's like
new thing, some
where
crazy
I'm in trouble,
public,
I'm like, okay, I could stay hard for 20 minutes. I could have 5
at most. I mean, there's times where I have nothing.
No, but isn't that weird?
There's times where I'm like, nah,
it'll be hard, but then I'm like, it starts going soft, and I'm like, oh no,
it's over. It's over.
I do want Cialis. I actually made a statement the other day. I was like, I want Cialis because I think that would help my horniness too. Because then
once you're hard, because when you're hard, you're like, oh, look at that.
Right. When I'm
ready
not
to go.
hard though, it's not happening.
But when you're not hard, it's like
nothing's
happening. You
happening.
have to get in your head and be like, oh, get hard, come on, stay hard,
hot.
stay hard,
oh,
stay hard.
Fuck. Oh my fucking hole.
But then you're like, I'm not hard.
Interesting.
No, yeah. So I had
Sweet
apparently
dreams
sleep sex.
Made of these.
Who am I to disagree? I
play with his hole in the 7 seas.
I mean, I just can't do that too much because I was really tired and I like.
But you couldn't help it. It's like an Ambien. It sounds like an Ambien trip.
I know, but I don't take Ambien.
Isn't that so weird though? When people do Ambien trips, like they don't remember anything. They're like, they drive down the road.
No, someone I work with was like waking up every night eating, like gaining weight, gaining weight.
My dad during the divorce, and she was on Ambien.
Hi, gay.
That's awful.
Awful.
So your mom shouldn't be on that anymore.
No, and I think
she should just be on compounded Ozempic.
Which she is, which is what we're going to be finding out very soon. Right before Pride.
Oh, this is so dumb, yeah.
So let's do sundries.
Sundries.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to? Mine's like...
I don't have one.
Mine's kind of stupid. Maybe you can just play off mine. Which I don't know if I've really played... Okay, so I went to Taco fucking Bell, okay? Because... Tacos, surprisingly, hard tacos, are 5 points each. That's
what?
It. Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
You can get 3 and it's the same as a spicy chicken sandwich.
I know.
And you can put all that spicy sauce on it,
and
which
0
I
points. Love. Yep. And then you get your bag of popcorn and you're good to go, honey. Okay. So I'm at Taco Bell and okay, for starters, can we get a better system than the fuck? And I'm like, literally. I don't know if you can hear me.
Why can't I walk up to a touch screen and do it?
Or like, I mean, I don't understand what's going on.
I know, like, it's like it's a microphone that's 20 feet away.
Fucking bad.
It's so close. It's like, how is it bad? How is it a bad signal?
It's terrible. And you're
bad
like,
signal.
Wait, do I think I have the little... Welcome to Taco Bell. Can I help you? And I'm like, first of all, okay, honey, it's just the weirdest thing. So anyway, that's not even the sundry.
Okay.
So then I pull up. We're having a full-blown argument inside of Taco Bell about my order. This one here. And I'm like, oh my God. Fighting. There's a girl sitting doing the orders. It was like a fucking movie. And then I tried to record the end.
What were they not right this one here about?
Because they were giving her the wrong shit. So basically what happened at the end is I get to my parking spot and I have 3 extra tacos in there because they were
lucky
like,
bitch.
Something happened where they fucked something up. And they're like, well, did they just give it? They just gave it to me.
Good.
So, but it was just bizarre.
There
and
go all your points for the day.
I know. Let me see if I don't know if I caught anything. I was trying to hide the recording. You hear them in there?
I hear them yelling.
$11. Thank you. Can I get some Diablo sauce too?
So you didn't pay?
Have a good day.
Thanks. You too. Girl. Like,
So you didn't even pay.
What the fuck was so hard?
Did you not pay?
No, I paid $11, but I got so much shit.
I know. How many? So you got 6 tacos and what else? I
did get a
Crunch House.
a cheesy rice and bean burrito.
You're such a bitch. I love it.
That's 12.
By the way,
that's 11 points.
I think I sent it to you, but they're coming out with a vegan crunch wrap, and
you're done.
No, it looks so good.
Good thing you'll be on Ozempic, so you only have a bite. No, you can still eat it. It's just a bite. You'll have a meal every day, one bite. That's what my mom said.
It's gonna be so bad.
I mean,
I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I should just be fat.
Well, we were talking about body positivity,
and I love it. I like how I am now.
I do too, but I know that I need to I'm hot.
I need to fit into the clothing I have.
Yeah, I can't.
This is an economic decision. I can either spend money on compounded semaglutide, or I can buy a whole new fucking wardrobe. And a pair of shorts is $50+ now, and one shot is 50. Like, it's the same. So rather than get a whole new wardrobe, I'll just take this, I guess, and never eat again, which is my favorite thing in life. So actually, this might make me more depressed.
Maybe you can eat, but like you just eat in different quantities. It sucks, but I think your brain changes that you don't think of it like this. Like, we're upset about it. Like, I want 3 tacos. You'll get one and be like, I'm satisfied.
But I just need to. I want butter. I want cheese still.
I think you can have that. But it's just. But then also you get sick. So like if you have pizza, sometimes you get really sick, and then like people say pizza is the one, and I'm like, that's all I like.
I want pizza tonight. Like
sis, you're in trouble. We might as well tonight if this might be your last night.
It's the final countdown.
No, your sundry. Is that your sundry? Maybe your sundry is eating.
My sundry is I'm trying to get in a celebratory mood for Pride, and it's difficult because like I'm marching in the parade.
You're scared.
So I have to like march and I'm not even like, I mean, if I'm going to get blown up, like, okay, I'll die a hero.
Stay in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to like experience it. If I get there and I'm happy with what I'm seeing, I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be like, well, this is just, we're in a dark time in the country. I don't want to like be like that. I want to be celebratory like I always am at Pride. You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely know what you're saying.
We just have to have fun. Like we're getting in our heads. We're like, it's literally like fascism in Florida, and like, yeah, it is. But also, like, we can still have fun, and we're gonna see like young people who've never had a Pride before come to this Pride and be like, oh, this is really cool.
That's what I do like. Is
older people have never been to a
seeing the
Pride.
faces of people who like
Matt's marching. He's never marched.
Has he ever even been?
No, he's been to Pride. Yes,
I'm just asking.
Wow, shade.
I'm not actually a fan.
You're not actually a fan.
Whoa,
I'd like to see you marching.
I'm more of a drinker on Pride.
Same. Well, that's what I'm.
We're gonna have a Saturday.
Like, do I bring a flask? Like, how am I gonna walk
Saturday after the parade? We need to meet.
We're gonna have a Saturday fun day.
I think we should.
Yeah, we are.
We really should. Like, we should record
because we can go to the pool if we need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, have a pool, have a moment. Because it's Pride.
Parade.
At Pride, we are prideful, but yeah, everybody stay safe.
Yes.
Make sure you have a buddy system. Remember, we don't want any old and tangy issues. I mean, that wasn't Pride.
I don't want to float down the Scioto upside down.
We don't want anybody
Dead
getting
man's
hurt.
Float.
You need to be aware of what's. Oh my God, I'm so good at that. Isn't that weird? What the
I'm really
fuck
good at it
is
too.
that?
My dad actually got yelled at Disney World because we were in the hotel pool
and you were doing
the lifeguard came over and was like, "Sir, you are not allowed to do that anymore. You'll be kicked out of the pool if you do it again."
What is that for, though? Is it to save energy?
No, it's just a dumb thing my dad does.
I think if you are drowning and you're like freaking out, I think if you do the dead man's float, it helps save your energy.
I mean, it does. You float, and your lungs are bigger in the back, so they would expand better up there and pull you up. So it makes sense.
Oh my God, the dead man's float. The dead man's fucking float. I totally forgot about that. Anyway,
well, I'm glad I sparked that memory.
Thank you.
A core memory for you.
Happy Pride. Thank you. 614-721-5336.
614-721-5336.
Make sure you call us. Thank you for our callers today. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jim, for showing up. Thank you, everybody. Fuck you, Trixie Mattel and Katya. Bye.
Bye. I'm not actually a fan.
I'm nowhere. Teach me to breathe. No, I'm nowhere.